Welcome to the Melanin Wellness Podcast, your go-to destination for all things health, beauty, and empowerment for people of color. The Melanin Wellness Podcast is more than just a podcast. It's a celebration of diversity, resilience, and self-love. I believe that wellness should be accessible to everyone, and here I aim to provide a platform where we can share knowledge, inspire positive change, and uplift our communities. I'm your host, Cori Dunn, and this is the podcast for seekers of knowledge on wellness, and I'm thrilled to embark on this journey with you. Now let's transition into today's show. Hey, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Melanin Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Karina, or you can call me Cori. And today we're going to be getting into something that might sound simple, but is so crucial when it comes to healing your trauma. And that is the power of rest and recovery. Now, when we talk about healing, a lot of times we focus on actions, like what we're actually doing, how we're processing, or moving forward. But there's another key part that so often gets overlooked, and that is rest. Today, we're going to dive deep into why rest is not only important for your physical health, but also for your mental and emotional recovery. So whether you're actively healing from trauma or just feeling burnt out from life itself, because life definitely be life, and y'all, this episode is for you. So grab your favorite blanket, find a cozy spot, or whatever it is that you do when you listen to your pods, and let's get into it. But before we get into today's episode, y'all know how we do over here. We always begin every episode with 30 seconds of gratitude. Today, I am grateful for the breath that flows effortlessly in and out of my lungs. I am also grateful for travel adventures. I have an upcoming trip, and I'm really looking forward to that trip because when I travel, it gives me the opportunity to reset in a different place. And sometimes I leave things there that I no longer want to carry with me. I'm also grateful for my physical health. I'm grateful for being able to get up, being able to use my hands and feet effectively, for my feet to carry me wherever I need, for my hands to reach out and touch be able to sense the sensation of fabrics and the cold and the heat and all of the things that, I may some days take for granted. I am so grateful for my body and what it does for me. That may have been more than 30 seconds of gratitude, but that's okay. Because when you shift your mindset and your thinking into a space of gratitude, it absolutely changes your vibration. It changes your mood. It changes your atmosphere. So if you haven't adopted a gratitude space in your world, you try it today. Try it out and see how it works. All right, now let's start by talking about what rest is and what it really means. I know in today's hustle culture, there is a misconception that rest equals laziness, or that if you're not constantly grinding, you're falling behind. But let's break that down real quick. Rest is not being lazy. In fact, rest is essential for your mind and your body to recharge, repair, and recover from the everyday stresses of life, especially when you're working through trauma. And when you've experienced trauma, your nervous system can stay in a constant state of fight or flight, and rest is what allows your body to come back to its baseline and heal. There's one of the reasons why sleep deprivation has been used as a form of torture during wars is because it is so effective. Because when you are lacking in rest, you are compromised in your ability to think clearly, to make rational decisions, to, give good quality answers. And so that's one of the reasons why there's the old statement of, don't respond to someone when you're tired, when you are hungry, or, if you're inebriated in some way, because exhaustion can definitely cloud your mind because your nervous system is like on 10 all the time. I've lived in that space before, and it's very difficult. It's extremely difficult to function that way. Now, I want to make one thing clear. Rest isn't just about sleep. So yes, sleep is important, but rest also means taking the time to emotionally and mentally pause, to stop pushing through exhaustion and to just be. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for yourself during your healing is to just sit still and allow your mind and body to recover from all that they've been through. Because rest, sometimes it isn't even sleeping. It's just, like I said, being still. I have a comfort corner on my sofa where I go and I curl up with a blanket and sometimes a stuffed animal, and I'm just there. And when I'm there, everyone knows what that means. And that is so, so important, to have some time and space that you take for yourself, to just be. Let me break this down a little further. I want to give you 3 key ways that rest and recovery can support your trauma healing journey. So, number 1, resting the body can help release tension. So the first area where rest plays a huge role is in physical recovery. Trauma lives in the body. So when you've experienced something traumatic, your body stores that stress in the form of tension, tightness, and even pain. You might notice it in your shoulders, your back, your jaw, your neck, like almost anywhere, your hips. And I think I talked about that in a previous episode about how we store trauma in our bodies and it manifests itself as physical ailments. So taking the time to rest, and I mean really rest, helps to release that tension. You can do this through practices such as restorative yoga, meditation, or even something as simple as taking a few deep breaths and consciously relaxing your muscles. That's one of the reasons why I love my Take 5 method. I love my box breathing methods. I love the deep breathing exercises that I have adopted into my life, because I can literally feel the tension releasing itself from my body when I do these exercises. So when you give your body permission to relax and just be, you're allowing it to release some of the stored trauma. It's like a reset button for your nervous system. So the next time you're feeling on edge or physically or even emotionally drained, just take a moment to rest your body and your mind. You deserve that break. These past couple of weeks, my family and I have been going through periods of complete and emotional exhaustion. Like, I've been emotionally drained, emotionally depleted, has been how I have described it. And so resting has been crucial for me and for my family over these past couple of weeks, so that we can keep getting up and doing what we have to do every single day. So number 2, mental rest helps to process trauma. All right. So when we're healing from trauma, our minds can get stuck in overdrive, even when you think you're being still, even when you're attempting to meditate, even when you are attempting deep breathing exercises, like your mind can still be going. And you might be constantly replaying painful memories, feeling anxious about the future, or even mentally exhausting yourself trying to fix every little thing all at once. I want to remind you that healing is a process, and a part of that process includes mental rest. Remember, your trauma didn't occur just boom overnight, and the effects of that trauma didn't just appear and then go away. It is continuing to be with you, and so you're going to have to give yourself grace and the time that it takes to heal. Sometimes you have to give your brain permission to just stop. This could mean taking a break from heavy conversations, stepping away from social media, or even engaging in something that's just pure joy, like watching your favorite show, reading a book, going for a walk, cooking. I love cooking. I love cooking. It is so relaxing to me. Cleaning is even relaxing for me. I crochet. That's relaxing to me. I do crafts. That's relaxing to me. Any of those types of things, anything that you may have that you love to do that just brings you joy, and you're not thinking about trauma, you're not thinking about anything negative, you're not even thinking about what's next. You're literally just in the moment. Those are the things that you want to lean into when you need to give your brain permission to stop. One thing for me that it helps hugely is practicing mindfulness meditation, even if it's just for 10 minutes. I start my morning out with a 10-minute mindfulness meditation every single day. That is a part of my routine. My day doesn't go right if I don't do it. Focusing on the present moment without judgment helps to quiet the mental chatter, and it gives your brain a much needed break. Believe me, your healing won't stall because you took a pause. In fact, it will probably accelerate it because your mind has had the chance to recover. Because when you are trying to heal trauma and your brain is constantly replaying what you've experienced, it is sometimes akin to re-traumatization. So you want to be careful with your mental and giving your mind and your brain the chance to just stop, because you don't want to re-traumatize yourself, because then that will create a setback. And so number 3 on the list is the importance of emotional rest. So finally, we're going to talk about it. Emotional rest is all about giving yourself space to feel without the constant need to perform, explain, or even fix your feelings. Healing from trauma is emotionally exhausting. And if you're constantly pouring out without refilling your emotional cup, you'll hit burnout very quickly, and it will lead to a setback in your healing journey. One way to practice emotional rest is through setting boundaries, not just to others, but even to yourself. So this could mean saying no to people or activities that drain your energy, or by taking time to just be without feeling guilty. Let yourself cry if you need to, or maybe you don't want to cry at all. Maybe you feel like, I've cried enough, I don't want to cry anymore. That's fine too. The point is, emotional rest is about honoring your feelings without the pressure to do anything about them in that moment. Think of emotional rest as taking a breather. It's time to let your emotions settle without forcing yourself to process every single thing all at once. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do for yourself is allow yourself to rest in your emotions without judgment. So we've talked about how rest is important for your physical, mental, and emotional recovery. But here's the biggest takeaway. Rest is active, meaning it is an active part of your healing journey. Resting doesn't always mean that you're doing absolutely nothing, or sometimes it does mean you're doing absolutely nothing. It just means that you're allowing your mind and your body to heal in ways that hustle and constant activity simply cannot. Oftentimes we use hustle and constant activity to distract us from the pain that we are trying to avoid and don't want to feel, or the stuff that we don't want to deal with. So if you're taking anything from today's episode, let it just be this, that rest is productive. Rest is healing, and rest is necessary. Now I want to give you a few tips for incorporating rest into your healing routine. So grab a little pen and a piece of paper and write these down. Number 1, schedule some downtime. I know we are all busy. We all have stuff going on. But make rest a non-negotiable part of your schedule. Block out time for it, just like you would for work, for exercise, for your favorite hobbies, for date nights, for hanging out with your girlfriends. Whatever it is that you would normally put on your calendar, make sure that rest is a part of said schedule. Even if it's 10 or 15 minutes of intentional rest, it can make a world of difference in your mental clarity, in you feeling refreshed and better able to take on not only healing your trauma, but dealing with life's day-to-day at the same time. Number 2, listen to your body. Your body will tell you when it's time to rest. You just have to listen, because I can tell you from personal experience, if you do not listen, if you do not handle it, your body's going to handle you. And then you will be down much longer than 10 to 15 minutes. And you won't be able to get to things that you feel are so urgent. But sadly, when we push ourselves to that point, honestly, those things don't seem so important anymore. So if you're feeling fatigued, mentally foggy, or emotionally drained, honor that. It's okay to take a step back and simply recharge. Number 3, prioritize quality sleep. I know I said that rest isn't just about sleep, but quality sleep is still key. Make sure you're getting enough quality sleep to support your physical and emotional well-being. Good rest during the night sets you up for a better day ahead, sets you up to be more mentally alert, sets you up to be in a better mood, sets you up to feel better physically. And number 4, practice self-compassion. This one is so important. Give yourself grace. Rest is not something you have to earn. You're worthy of rest simply because you exist, and you are constantly contributing to the world around you, to your job, to your families. You are contributing constantly. So let go of any guilt and let yourself rest without feeling bad about it. It's okay to decline a weekend hangout or an after party happy hour or even a date night with the friends or the husband, or like sometimes even playtime with the kids. You have to say, I need a minute. Give me 5 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. So wrapping it up, remember that rest is an essential part of healing trauma. It allows your body to release tension, your mind to reset, and your emotions to process in their own time. Remember, there is no deadline to when you are supposed to be quote unquote over something. There's no deadline or no time frame in which you are supposed to be quote unquote healed from something. This happens in your own time. There is no finish line for this. You can't rush your healing. And rest is the bridge between the work you're doing to heal and the restoration that your soul so desperately needs. Thank you so much for tuning in to this final episode of the Note to Self Healing series. If this message about the power of rest and recovery resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it too. And don't forget to leave a review or subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already done so. Your support means the world, and it helps the show reach other people. Until next time, take care of yourselves, rest up, and keep healing, family. You deserve it. Until next time.